This is Tom Colley for Through the Ropes Boxing. Delighted to be joined with the former middleweight champion of the world, Darren Barker. Darren, thanks for taking the time to speak to me. We're here, Usyk, Dubois 2, undisputed for the second time in 2 years. What do you make of what you just saw up there, Dubois, Usyk?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're tense, they're ready to go. We're not far off now. What is a incredible rematch, you have to say. As we've heard since this fight was announced, look, Dubois is a different fighter, and he's a different fighter because of the performance he's put in. That produces confidence. To knock out Anthony Joshua here in front of 90,000+ people is going to, elevate you into another level, and that's all that was missing, really, wasn't it, from Daniel Dubois? Physically looks in great shape, but what is most importantly is mentally he's in great shape. So this makes it intriguing, but Oleksandr Usyk, he doesn't know how to lose, does he? He's a master. What he's done is remarkable. And I'll tell you, one of my big takeaways from that presser was I've been, I always have this incredible respect for elite level fighters that go on and on and on and keep fighting and keep striving to fight for more titles when they've achieved so much. As soon as I won it, I was content. I didn't want to do it no more. But these fighters that win numerous world titles, undisputed titles at different weights, it's incredible. So I start thinking, well, he is 38. Is he going to take his foot off the gas subconsciously without even knowing that he's doing it? And then you hear him talk about he's not just doing it for himself, he's doing it for a nation. And then you think, blimey, that's what's going to get that extra % out of you as a 38-year-old who's achieved it all. That desire to continue to make your country, your fellow countrymen happy and with a smile on their face. And yeah, you have to admire the man.
You've been there, Darren. You've been to the top of the mountain. You boxed into your 30s. You won the world title, Darren, which is an amazing achievement. But you're talking about the mental side of being in your late 30s and carrying on at this level. But how much does your body change? I know it's different for everyone, but do you think that Usyk surely must be slowing down to some degree at 38 years old?
Yeah, I guess so, but he's a freak of nature, isn't he? He's one of a kind. I'm sure there's aches and pains and niggles, but I think they train diligently and they train professionally and they train to his body. They've managed the weight so well. He averages, I think he weighs in most of the time 222 pounds. He's consistent with it, and that shows you how on the point, on the button they are with everything. So I'm guessing, they've wrapped him in cotton wool as much as they can, and they work around any niggles they might have. Like I say, this guy is one of a kind. He's in. We appreciate how good he is now. You watch in 10, 20 years, this man's going to go down as one of the greatest of all time. An argument to say the best ever.
We know that the narrative in this fight has been Dubois a changed man. A lot of talk about the body shot in the previous fight. Was it low? Was it not? I don't know what your thoughts on are, but do you think that if Dubois is going to win this fight, he's got to target the body and he's got to stop Usyk? We haven't really seen Usyk trouble to the head too often. He was wobbled by Fury. But do you think it's body shots that will finish this fight for Dubois if he's going to win? Yeah, look, again, going back to the age, he's got to try and make Usyk feel old. And you do that by being in control of the tempo of a fight. It's horrible when you hear about pace and tempo all the time. And when you're not fighting to your pace, you're fighting to someone else's tempo. You can't catch a rhythm with your breathing, and it becomes very difficult. That at 28, it becomes even 38. Sorry, it becomes even harder. So yes, pace is required. I think he's got to be confident in his shots, which I think we have seen in the last 3 fights, as I say, in comparison to the first fight where he wasn't really committing to the jab. He weren't stepping in, and we got to see him really step in. Look, if you're getting countered by flicking the jab out, anyway, you might as well throw the shot. And we're seeing that, though. He commits to attacks now. So it's being positive with your attacks, working the body, yes. There are these question marks over Usyk's body. Can't be predictable. You've got to be unpredictable with someone like Usyk because he will read your rhythm very, very quickly. But yeah, he needs to throw the kitchen sink at him, basically. Darren, just a couple more from me. If we see Usyk fight on after this fight, we've got Joseph Parker here today. He was due to fight Dubois for the world title not too long ago. Tyson Fury is also talking about wanting a full fight with Usyk.
Do you think that Usyk's got anything more to prove after this? Do you think we'll see him in the ring again, or could this be the swan song?
I asked him, I interviewed him on Tuesday, and I said, how many more? He said, 2 more, this and 1 more. You'd like to see Parker get the shot, if I'm honest. Could it be a trilogy with Fury? I don't know. But yeah, 2 fights left. He has nothing left to prove, nothing. I mean, he could sail off into the sunset now, couldn't he? Actually, he could have sailed off into the sunset after his last fight, but just like I said, I'll say it again, he's one of a kind. The man's just an absolute great. He does what he pleases.
Just finally, Darren, you got a prediction for Saturday night, Dubois Usyk, the rematch? How do you think it goes?
I think it's going to be a frantic start from Dubois. He's really going to come and give it a go and give it everything. But I just think the footwork, the movement, the non-punching activity, the feints are just going to drain Dubois, and I think he could get to him late. But I wouldn't be surprised if this was an Usyk points win.
Darren Barker, thanks very much for thinking through the ropes. Cheers, mate.